That's the most positive I've seen you about Rising Ballers, man. I feel like...
I don't dislike them, I
feel
understand.
Like, you know that meme, the Crips and Bloods meme, where they're holding up the flags? This is you and Jamie, like holding up the flag. Well, whilst we're talking about one of your favourite teams, Rising Ballers.
What makes you say that?
Right, I'm just going to put this out there, yeah? Jamie, I know you're going to be watching. Amy, I know you're going to be watching, yeah? There's a clear dividing line here on this pitch, yeah? And that represents our opinions, I'm just saying on this, because I'm a Rising Baller at heart, man. I know I'm a bit past it, you know, I'm getting older now.
Stop glazing.
I'm just saying. But yeah, Rising Ballers got relegated. But have they? Because I have good sources, wink, that they've actually got, reprieved. So they've not got relegated. But to be in that position now, the last time we spoke about them, I got some DMs, I'm not gonna lie. You know, Uncle Rootz got some DMs, but, you know, we addressed elephants in the room.
The football section of their brand is failing. It's failing. It's failed. So there's only so long it can fail for before people stop caring completely.
Is that good enough for Rising Ballers? Because like SC Dons, like Baiteze, like all the YouTube teams, we hold them to high regards, high regards. And I remember popping down to Brookhouse FC, my local team, and I saw them playing Rising Ballers. I see Winger playing for them. Shout out Winger. I'm sure we'll get you in the suits on the seat soon. I saw Tours playing for them, Toy and Roberts. You know, Turn Up and Violate. I was thinking, rah, Rising Ballers, different outfit. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, man. Rising Ballers not got relegated, so yes. I'm just putting it out there, but I just want to get your thoughts on your favourite team, man, because I know how much you love them and that.
Firstly, I don't dislike Rising Ballers.
I said you love them, man. What do you mean? I'm giving you the alley.
I
gave him the free ball, man. I gave him the free ball.
Listen, I don't dislike Rising Ballers. I don't dislike them as a club, as an organisation. They've done a lot for community football, Sunday football, YouTube football.
Insert the clip of when RB versus Takers, this man here.
And it's in. What a goal!
Nailed it, buddy.
Yeah, you nailed it. Right, carry on.
Listen, old rivalries, isn't it? Old rivalries,
yeah.
but it is what it is. Let's move on from there.
Oh.
Let's move on from there.
This
Old
is the
rivalries.
first time he's been speechless ever.
No, what is the question? What are you asking?
I was just saying, like, Rising Ballers, they made the transition. Like we've been discussing.
They've hit rock bottom. Okay, they got relegated.
Yeah.
Okay, they've hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
But like anything, it needs to get worse before it can get better.
Right.
It's that simple.
Okay.
Again, I will say this.
Yeah.
If they're serious about progressing,
Yeah.
they will contact somebody that knows about progression. Nah, listen, like I said, anything that's going to be successful has to go through periods of struggle.
Yeah.
Builds resilience, character, history, this, that. Yes, their transition into non-league football is probably the advert for what can go wrong. Because for Rising Ballers, what can go wrong has gone wrong. I'm a little more surprised at the lack of loyalty shown by some of the players that they gave a platform to. Just saying. The club can take as much onus and blame for their lack of success on the pitch if they want, that's fine. But I would also say to some of those players that were playing for Rising Ballers and weren't exactly playing a massively high level when they chose not to go with them into non-league, I would say all of that chat that you guys were doing in the comment section with your burner accounts, all the chat in your group chats, because I was in your group chat, all the things that were being said, I know. Yeah? Where was the loyalty from you? Because I saw a lot of lashing out. I read a lot of crazy things being said. Yeah? But where was the loyalty shown to the club? So I don't want to hear nothing from no one. There are some really good players there.
Yeah.
That weren't playing step 4, weren't playing step 3. There was no real reason for them to not go in and play for Rising Ballers when they went into non-league. So that's my take on that. So listen, like I said, things need to get worse before they get better. Will Rising Ballers ever be a big non-league team and kind of progress? In this moment, it's really hard for me to say yes.
Okay.
Because they've been so underwhelming and they've, if I'm honest, negligent to the club. It would look on the outside, looking in, it looks like they're negligent to the team.
I don't think it's that. I think they've lost a lot, like you said, they've lost a lot of their key personnel.
There's no wow factor. There's no fear.
I think obviously the business model has changed now, and that does have an effect. I know we
Yes.
did speak about that last time. It does have an effect. Doing fantastic things, by the way, boys. Perspectives and all
values
this.
through the roof. Yeah, of course.
Fantastic. Can't even knock them. Sketches and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I think where they should have gone, and I think that's what they're trying to do now. They should have had youth and experience, not just pure youth. Because to do that in non-league football, as you know, like to try and win a league with a bunch of 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds and no men, like 30-odd-year-old men that know non-league football and, you know, can take the bumps and the bruises. You
do
need that.
some, yeah, no, look, you do need some
You need
senior heads in
experience.
there. However, what I will say is, again, it takes a really specialised individual to do that with a group of kids. I know this because I've done this myself. What I would say is that if you do it without the experience, what you end up with within 2 to 3 years actually is a group of players that are war-torn and battle-hardened. And ultimately, is that not the goal? So I would say to rising ballers, don't lose your identity of trying to use the young players, but try not to lose them along the way. Otherwise, you get no seniority from it. Does that make sense? There's no evolution. You don't get to reap the benefits of that evolution, of that experience. Those young players, we're always screaming out, the young boys need experience, but no one's really prepared to give them the opportunity to get the experience. Rising ballers have given the younger players an opportunity to go and gain experience. Now try hardest to keep those players. Get them to show some loyalty and stay. And then you'll see that experience turn into results. That's what will happen. But also, you need to have somebody that's good enough, whether it be with a system or with inspiration or aura, that drives the group even when they are not good enough, even when they are not strong enough, when they lack experience, when they lack heart, when they are unsure of themselves, because young players is the path of a young player. I've been a young player, who's been young. We all know sometimes, even no matter how resilient you are as a man, at some point as a boy, you were not sure of yourself. You were inconsistent. We all have these moments, and it's how we get through those moments will determine how we come out the other side. So rising ballers are actually, believe it or not, in a really unique situation where they can go, well, actually, we are not in the SE Dons conversation, the hashtag conversation anymore. Perhaps that's a good thing. Perhaps we can just provide a platform for these young players to go and gain experience long enough for us to quietly creep up in the back and go, by the way, we're here now. Here we are. And I think they've got the opportunity to do that. They can build quietly without criticism, without critique, because ultimately nobody has any expectation of them in this moment. They've reached rock bottom. No one's expecting it to just drastically change overnight and become amazing again. But I think quietly they could do that.
Wow.
I think they could do that quietly. If they make the right changes at the right time, I think they could do that.
That's the most positive I've seen you about rising ballers, man. I feel like
I don't dislike them. I don't
feel
understand.
like, you know that meme, the Crips and Bloods meme, where they're holding up the flags. This is you and Jamie, like holding up the flags.
Do you know what? Do you know? I've never had a conversation with him. No one's ever DM'd me. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I've said some rage baity things in the past because that's what you do. This is media, yes, of course. But ultimately, it's football, and I always respect the game. I always respect the people involved in the game. I know what they go through because I go through it myself. I know what they go through, even just on a day-to-day basis when they want to try to run a training session and you've got 10 players turn up to train and you go, but we're struggling. Why is there only 10 people? You know. So I get all of those things. So Jamie, if you ever want to vent, please feel free to DM me or text me. I'm not Rootz. Yeah, if you want to throw some abuse at me, listen, I'm more than man enough to take it. But I'm actually a problem solver, not just a problem giver. So yeah, there we go.
Apple to rising ballers confirmed. You heard it first. Through exclusive. There you go.